I'm gonna have to tell you people, man, it's people like MBG harming the gaming community, man. After watching Mall 3K's video in comparison to the early 2000s to what we got now, you start realizing as to why we even playing games now, bro. It makes you want to just go trade your PS5 and your Series X for an Xbox 360. It's really that embarrassing. Now, there's no reason for me to do that, and the Xbox Series X is still value to me because I can play games through dev mode and backwards compatibility, but that has everything to do with old games. And what's even more funny, the physics, the gameplay, and sometimes even the graphics and animation are better in an early 2000 game than what you guys are getting with the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is almost the same thing as the base PS5, bro. What are we doing to ourselves, man? You know, y'all like, wow, GameStop, you really going in? Oh, yeah. Because when you start noticing this stuff for yourself, you're like, man, you just want to go back in time and remember the days when gaming actually used to be engaging and fun. Something that is severely lacking. People like you make gaming turn into politics, just like we got now, just so you can collect super chats and donations, which is perfectly fine. We get that. But it also comes off like this false hope. Oh, let's give these ponies this false hope in the PS5 Pro because they don't know any better. And that's all you people is doing. And I'm going to sit there and spew and speak the truth because I feel like enough people ain't doing it. Digital Foundry don't want to keep it honest because they want you ponies to still click on their videos. Dreamcast guys still shilling, just like what Paris said, because he's grifting because he need to pay his rent. This is all you people doing. There ain't no passion. Ain't none of you content creators carrying yourself with any passion. Because if you did, you'll be out here single-handedly calling these things out, which a lot of you people ain't doing. I don't care no more, man. We're going to keep it honest, bro. And to be honest with you, as a person that has been gaming for over 30 years, it is quite sad to see the direction of where video gaming is headed, man. It's so bad that an industry and a hobby that I once enjoyed as a little kid, I can't even enjoy no more. Because we got people like you running rampant. It's not that you're taking my enjoyment away from gaming. We wouldn't go as far to say that, everybody. So don't ever think that. But let's not forget, the reason why gaming is the way it is because of people like him. It's people like MBG that are only doing it for this console war nonsense. But guess what? You guys act like he's there for you, even though he was an Xbox refugee. Y'all like, whoa, Gamester got bars today. Oh, yeah. You know, because it's quite concerning to me that you people still have faith in the gaming industry that has already once left you since the Xbox 360. You will never get those days back. The days of getting Gears 1, 2, 3, and even Judgment are gone. You're getting less games, and as much as I'm anticipated of playing a lot of these Xbox games like Perfect Dark, Fable, and Gears E-Day, look how many of these games you're getting. You're waiting 3, 4, 5 years just to play a prequel to the first game? You gotta ask yourself, man, hold on. We getting less games. Even the Xbox One had Gears Ultimate, Gears 4, Gears 5, even Tactics. I mean, if you want to get desperate, you can even throw in Gears Pops. I mean, come on, man. The days of 360, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo ODST, Halo Wars, even. We ain't getting this no more, man. The passion has single-handedly been sucked out of the industry, and I blame these fanboys right here. These people are the prime example of what you don't want to be in this gaming community, man. Half you people don't even believe in the concept of even finishing a game anymore because all you people ain't nothing but a bunch of experiments, lab rats, scientists. That's all you guys is. Lab testing. I'm surprised you ain't walking out with a white coat and some gloves in your hand because you want to sit there with an unbranded hat. Oh, we're going to get to this battle rap because people like MBG wants to sit there and talk about the gaming community, but he was nothing but an Xbox refugee. It's quite a shame that you got Blinks the Time Sweeper, the cat, and every time you talk, he just snoring and he want to leave the room just like that. It's crazy. You got me becoming a poet. Man, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't even know if I want to even listen to what this dude's got to say, because we already know it's going to be the same exact thing. Oh, PS5 Pro's turning around. PS5 Pro is showing us how the Xbox is going down. It's the same exact content and the same exact rhetoric. But we do enjoy laughing at you. We do. But it's unfortunate that you guys carry the torch so proudly, but yet you let it fall beneath your feet, and now look at it. Everything's burning down right in front of you. And you people don't care because you're just sucking all the little money that you can out of the gaming community. No different than these gaming developers and publishers that you want to complain about, and you're doing the same thing to our community. And people are like, oh, games, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the way you guys spew this propaganda and spew this garbage, and you got people on board with it. Like, it's crazy, man. It's like you people are having these dudes go to damnation. It's like you're lining these dudes up. You're lining them up, and you're sitting there laughing like a Final Fight boss while you're cashing out on people's false hopes and realities. That's what you people do. Y'all like those same thing. Oh, donate for this dog and you can help it. And even though the dog ain't even there no more. So you just giving the money to the person and he ain't even using it for the reason that you think he's using it for. This is crazy, man. All this deception, all these deceiving, all these lies you people are doing. It needs to stop, man. It needs to stop. If you guys want to see gaming go back to the way it used to, this behavior needs to stop, because to be honest with you, these Fortnite, Apex Legends, PUBG players, they all taking over. And you know what? They taking over by storm. And we ain't talking about the Fortnite storm either. Okay? Y'all getting lost in the Fortnite ring. Y'all caught up. You can't catch up with the kids because they building Eiffel Towers and you can't even get close to them. Oh, I can't run. I can't move. Y'all got caught in the ring. You didn't even die by the play. You just died by the Fortnite storm because you got left behind. That's how it feels to be a hardcore gamer nowadays. It's a disgrace. It's a shame. It's a shame to even tell people you're a gamer. It used to be a very prideful thing to tell people, hey, man, I play games, and it was a respect. I mean, like I said, gaming was always, people was bullied, whatever the case is, but gaming used to be a respectful thing. What we did, what we have contributed, what we have created, what we have started has always been a thing where people could respect. Every new game come out, you bash on it. Every new game, oh, it's woke this, DI, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, there's worse things that are going on in these games besides that, bro. It's the animation, the graphics, the storytelling, the writing, everything. The gamers, the developers, the publishers that are publishing your game, and y'all can sit there and say, go ahead, be a PS5 Pro fanboy and tell me, oh, that's not true. I'm having fun. Keep lying to yourself. Keep lying to yourself. Because last time I checked, you playing remasters or remakes, which happen to be old games from my generation. So cut up with this garbage. The last time I checked, y'all the ones crying about kills on Sly Cooper and SOCOM. Games that came from my generation. So when you want to sit there and act like everything is okay and peaches and cream, next time you know that gangster said what he mean. Because y'all ruining this game and stuff, man. You're ruining it. I can't even play PS5 and be happy with it. I gotta wait for Xbox Series X to get their stuff together, man. Now, they doing a lot better than Sony, but man, the 360, it hit the ground running. Even when PS2 was at its worst, it hit the ground running. It started to show you that the worst launch of the PS2 is better than the best launch of what you're getting now. Unbelievable, bro. And what's even worse, you waited 4 to 5 years to get this experience. Like, what? 4 to 5 years of your life, man, wasted on waiting. Not even playing. At least back then, I could say I was playing Tekken Tag and, SSX and, X Squad. It wasn't the greatest lineup of PS2 games, but hey, it's better than what we're getting now. And y'all know it. Y'all know it. Deep in your heart, you know it. Well, maybe you don't, because maybe y'all a bunch of fake gamers. But let's get to this video, shall we?
Oh,
sorry for the rant.
Up there? Doing well today. It's PS5 Pro Day. It's finally here. The day of the Pro.
Acting like he excited, man. Look at that, man. A bunch of sheep, man. Anybody that follow these people religiously and think that what they're saying is true, man, y'all a bunch of sheep. Bunch of sheep, man. It's like those charities that tell you, oh, we've, relying on the preacher that keeps preaching that gospel, but he ain't the one helping you. That's all it is. False hope. False hope while you live in this false reality.
Reckoning? Not really. But what's up, guys?
Does that sound like a person's happy that he picked up a new piece of hardware? Don't think so.
223 Gaming says his Pro is en route to be delivered today. Yeah, mine is apparently out for delivery as well, but I don't necessarily have an ETA on the time that it's going to arrive. So,
man, we couldn't be waiting, man. Back in the days, if this was something that we looked for, we was like fiends, man, sniffing manuals and cardboards, and I don't know what they used to put in the games back then. But it must have been greatness. You're not getting this greatness anymore, man. Oh, yeah, I'm just waiting, man. Getting the PS5 around. I'm just going to try Black Myth Wukong and call it a day, and that's it. Your lives are miserable. They're boring, and you people know it. You guys console war because you have nothing else better to do because you know your platform is trash. You know it. It's fine. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking about hardware sales, because if you told me if I had to choose one system, PS5 with all of its exclusive or a Nintendo GameCube, I would probably choose a GameCube. I'm sorry. Your system is trash.
I am assuming it's arriving later. And yeah, so if you were tuning into...
Y'all are just buying these consoles because you want to be able to relive your childhood. I know. You guys want to have that childhood feeling of unboxing the same console you had already. You want that feeling again. I understand. I understand the mentality of it, but you will never have that come back. You want that, you go back and play old games. That's the only way you're going to be able to achieve that. Bro, I'm telling you, I play a new game, I get bored, bro. I get bored. I play an old game, man. I'm on it, man. I'm like, oh, man, this is so fun, man. You just remember all the key moments and stuff. You're like, oh, man, it's like you could even like reiterate what they're saying in the game because you're like, oh, man, you just couldn't wait. Back then, I couldn't wait for a cutscene. Nowadays, I'm like, man, when can I skip it? These cutscenes ain't even enjoyable because I'm not even enjoying the game, so I'm just trying to get into the gameplay. These cutscenes are boring because people want to say that back then, gaming was better because of the lack of cutscenes, which in some cases is true. But man, I would be a fool to tell you that I wasn't looking forward to those God of War cutscenes after destroying those bosses. It was like the reward, man. It was so good. Nowadays, I'm like, man, when can I skip this, man? I don't want to listen to this boy stuff. What is this?
Today's stream. I was telling you guys I was expecting mine to come late, right? I was expecting it to be putting a damper on the day.
Shame on you, man. Even your own cat don't like you. Your cat didn't even want to come to this special announcement for you, man. He decided to lock himself out of the room because you don't be feeding your cat because you're too busy capping for the Pro.
You're saying you feel that way when you set up your PS5 Pro. It's the PS5 Pro that's doing it. It's making me sick. It's causing the sickness.
Look at that, man. This man out here spreading cold.
PS5 Pro this morning in a huge electronics store. Interesting.
And I'm going to explain something, right? Because you got a lot of people in this community that buy a bunch of old games and just buy games because they want to relive their childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like people say, oh, this guy's a hoarder. He has a bunch of games and he don't play them. It's because he's trying to rekindle something that is now lost within his life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of older people start doing this. I'm gonna be honest with you. They'll start buying things just because they can afford it. They have the money to do so, and they think that it will bring them happiness. But happiness is within. Happiness is within inside yourself. That's what you people don't understand. You no matter what you buy, no matter what you do, what girl you with, or who you with, you will never find true happiness until you're happy with yourself. If you can wake up every morning and say, I like myself, right? Then I guess you're all right. But until then, you will never find happiness, man. That's why it doesn't matter how much money you have or what you do in life, because at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily mean you're happy. You could be doing that to fill a void that you don't have. And I do hope that this take is very welcomed by you guys. I know it's a little different approach, but I feel like I had to get this off my chest, man. I feel like a lot of this stuff that's going on in this community, it's not authentic, it's not real, it's not genuine, it's all for entertainment, which I guess. I do stuff for entertainment too. I like to make people laugh. I get it. But I also like to get to the facts as well. Okay? It's fine to be entertaining. It's fine to be a class clown for a little bit. But then we got to get down here to reality. We got to get down to the facts. We got to talk about the future of gaming and how we as gamers can all benefit. But no, The only thing that's benefiting from these individuals is their pockets.
But yeah, we're not just going to be talking. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about the Pro today.
You better talk about.
To see, we're here. I should say.
Does this man sound excited for the PS5 Pro? I don't think so.
Hear from anybody in the chat. If you got your Pro today and you've played it,
y'all getting played.
What do you think of it? Has anybody had like a decent amount of time with this thing?
Even he's not even excited about it. Look at that. He got you guys to go out there and buy it, and he ain't even worried about when his is coming. A porch pirate probably go grabbing his right now, and he ain't even worried about it.
Impressions, but we're also going to be talking about something else pretty significant. Death Stranding. Shadow dropped on Xbox console.
See, this is all it's about, bro. This ain't even about savoring the moment, savoring the glorious PS5 with its 65 million hardware sales. This is all about what, guys? Xbox. Here we go again. See? Told you.
On Xbox.
Told you.
It just shadow dropped on Xbox, bro.
That's what it's all about.
And this is quite surprising.
How is it surprising?
There's going to be some fanboy stuff with something like this happening. But I think there's something very clear that has been...
Let's hear it.
Basically, Sony said something very clearly that I think needs to be highlighted.
Let's hear it.
And I think it explains why this occurred. So we're going to talk extensively about that as well.
And what's even more funny, if you load up Death Stranding on the Xbox Series S or X, it says Sony Interactive Entertainment. So you guys want to sit there and say Sony had no involvement in that? That means that name would have been completely removed. That would have been completely removed. Sony had some involvement, including Kojima, of putting that game on Xbox. You guys are capping. Stop the cap, bro. Oh no, it's because Kojima on the right. They showed it to... No. Cut the garbage. Cut the garbage. It says Sony Interactive Entertainment because they allowed it to go to Xbox. Because there's games like Conker's Bad Fur Day on Rare Replay, and guess what? The old Nintendo logo is gone because Nintendo doesn't own the intellectual property. That also shows you that Sony allowed this to go through. They did not care. I already knew when Sony was putting games on PC that this is the direction they were trying to head in regards to putting games on Xbox. And we might see more coming. Let's talk about that full slate, shall we?
Hicksock, you're saying it's awesome. I tried many games. Stellar Blade, 80 FPS, an amazing PSSR, Dragon's Dogma 2, 60 in ray tracing mode.
See, what y'all don't understand is that Microsoft and Sony are all in bed with one another. I don't think Microsoft cares when a game goes to their platform and Sony cares about a game going to the Xbox. This is an ideology that a lot of ponies believe that Sony cares about them and they only care about them only, which we already know ain't the case. I think Microsoft say, hey, man, get that Marvel Arcade Classics, put it on your platform first so you can push those hardware sales, and we'll drop it on Xbox later. There's some side talks going on here. They're trying to make each other's platforms appealing, but in reality, all you guys are getting hyped for is timed exclusivity. The exclusivity argument is dead. The value of what PS5 owners, because Xbox owners already know this, but the value of PS5 owners saying that PlayStation favors us is gone. Cut it out. It's completely gone. At this point, shift towards a Nintendo gamer because only Nintendo gamers, y'all can get away with that argument. But if you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, you have no basis for this argument because your platforms have no exclusives. The end.
Great. King Sam says PS5 Pro came this morning, been doing the data transfer for 6 hours. 30 minutes ago, then I'm ready to start playing. Damn, 6 hours. Oh, good stuff, King Sam. So that would be a very fascinating turn of events. And yeah, it would be interesting to see what type of meltdowns would occur at that point. But yeah, when it comes to PlayStation at this point, man, I mean, what more? What more do we need to see?
We need to see games
for people to kind of realize, like, man, maybe I should expect anything now.
Now these PlayStation ponies is worried. This is what we was trying to tell you. You think these companies just do little things for no reason? This is something that my dad explained to me during the Sega Genesis and the Sega CD. You see, son, you see these compartments here? What's that, Dad? Oh, they're going to play Sega's planning something. They're going to put an attachment there. Oh, okay. Bruh, these are things are all in motion. Even when the N64 dropped, they still had the thing with the N64 DD underneath the bottom. These are things that they add for future purposes in case they decide to do one, which they did in Japan. They just never fully released it anywhere else. Sony has done this too. A lot of companies have done this. So it's like, for you people to act like this is new, it's not.
And Meow comes in and drops a second single membership gift. Meow, thank you so much for that. Keeping the member train going. Bringing us up to 13. Good stuff. Babu Dude says, I know you don't agree, but I believe Sony didn't want to risk sourcing their relationship with Kojima. If they can secure his next big game for at least a year, it's a win for PlayStation. Well, yeah, I mean...
Wow.
You said... I said the word sourcing, you said the word souring. That's my bad. You think Sony didn't want to risk souring their relationship. Well, here's something else that we need to highlight. Kojima got the OD IP as well. And that shakes things up a little bit because that means...
That's sad that Sony got to depend on other companies to bring out games for them. Like, it's just, this is disappointing. What happened to the days of the in-house studios? When you looked at Nintendo, well, clearly they still do it, and they bringing out their own games. What happened to the days when Sony used to do the same thing? Well, Sony always relied on third-party, but they used to do it a little bit more back in the days. Same thing with the Xbox. At least they're relying on their in-house studios by their but then they do have a lot of third-party devs working on a lot of these in-house studio games. And this also brings up to this argument that I hear a lot. Is that people say that, oh, Microsoft ruined Rareware. It's because of them. That's why that company is trash. No, it's because of Nintendo. Nintendo got rid of that company after Star Fox Adventures because they felt like the quality was not there originally. And also, too, let's not forget, a lot of that talent from Rareware moved to other companies like Free Radical, you know what I mean, that were doing Time Splitters and all that. A lot of the talent has moved all over. So Rareware, even though it's the name of the studio, but the same talent wasn't there after Microsoft acquired them. I try to explain this to people so many times, and people run with this narrative that Microsoft single-handedly destroyed Rare. Rareware destroyed Rareware. Okay? Once the talent started moving to else places, nobody wanted them. Microsoft bought them probably because they didn't want to see them go under, and they wanted to salvage what was there. Now you got to understand. People's like, I don't understand why Microsoft don't do all these Rareware games. Because you got to understand that even though you have the IPs, you don't have the same talent that worked on these games that they had back then. Look at Killer Instinct. I mean, it's a pretty solid reboot, but this wasn't the same team that originally developed it back then. So yes, you got the name, you got the intellectual property, you have the name, the branding, but what does the branding and the name mean if you ain't got the talent underneath it? So the name don't mean nothing. The name is soulless. The name is lack of passion, of a better words. Gears of War is still good because the same team, well, majority of the same team that worked on the Gears games is still there under Collision. Besides Cliffy B. But still, it's still there. You're not getting that with a lot of these games, and that probably explains as to why a lot of IPs don't get revitalized because the talent is not there no more.
Well, listen, what it could mean is that Microsoft never owned the OD IP, and Sony never owned the Fizzant IP.
Oh, now they want to say that Sony didn't own Death Stranding, bro. They have a partnership with it. That's why it says Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's what they call a joint venture. See, you know, it's funny. I try to explain this to people, too, and they don't understand. Like, I don't even care about him talking, guys. I'm going to say my piece. It's just like it's just like how I was trying to explain Bayonetta to Kid Smooth. When I kept telling him in the party, and he kept saying, oh, well, you know, they don't own that. I was like, listen, bruh, I get what you're saying. Sega Atlas owns Bayonetta, right? Not Atlas, I'm sorry. Platinum. God, jeez, even I'm messing up because of these fools. Platinum, right? They own Bayonetta. So explain to me, guys, why Bayonetta 2 and 3 is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. Or the Wii U for Bayonetta 2, for better words. Because Nintendo put money down. They funded the development, which also means they own a portion of the game, which means that they would have to have two people essentially come to an agreement to put this game on another platform, which would be Nintendo over Bayonetta. Like if Bayonetta comes to Xbox or PS5 in the future, Bayonetta 2 and 3, that means Nintendo allowed it because they funded the game. They owned their property. That's why those games ain't other well. People can say, oh, but Nintendo don't own Bayonetta. Yeah, we understand that. That's owned by Platinum, but they own 2 and 3. That's why those games haven't been on another platform. When I try to explain this to Smooth, it completely went through one head and out the other. Y'all don't understand nothing about joint ventures. Nintendo is already doing it with Fatal Frame Blackwater. They own, and I'm going to bring this up point again because I feel like fanboys don't understand nothing. They own Fatal Frame, those specific games, Blackwater, and then the other one, right? The Lunar Eclipse. They own those. And Kid Smooth said, no, they don't. Koei owns Fatal Frame. Listen, you big dummy. I did not say Nintendo owned Fatal Frame franchise. I said they own these specific games because they funded them. That's why if you notice, Blackwater and Lunar Eclipse were mostly on Nintendo devices, and then they ported them over. Nintendo had something to do with that. Nintendo put those games on Xbox and PlayStation. But y'all want to sit there and say Nintendo hasn't. Nintendo has dabbled in it too. Let's not forget, this is the same company that put games on Atari 2600. Don't go there, Nintendo. I think Nintendo fans kind of know this already. But Sony fans, y'all are delusional. It's just like when Microsoft was Scalebound, even though it got canceled. Microsoft don't own, the game, Platinum, but they own the game. They own the name. See, how do you people don't understand how these joint ventures work? I think once it starts getting into this department, they just lose their mindset. So yes, Sony did own Death Stranding. They did. They owned a portion of it, which means that game wouldn't be on Xbox if it wasn't for Sony to say, put it on there. That's why it says Sony Interactive Entertainment when you load it through your Xbox. Because if it didn't, it would just say Kojima. You big old dummies. Like, what's wrong with you people, man? You people don't know nothing about gaming, man. Get up out of here, man. I'm tired of it. Sorry for the theatrics, guys. I just want to make the videos more entertaining. Y'all probably thought, oh, this dude's really mad. No, but it's true. Like, how do you not know that? They argue and say it was a time exclusive. They had no involvement. Kojima bought himself out the contract. Sony allowed it. They put their game on Xbox. Death Stranding is a part of their property, as well as Kojima, which means that they would have had to both come to agreement to have that game on Xbox. Okay? That's why Death Stranding 2 is on PS5, and you notice that game ain't on Xbox. Are we going to use that IP category again? Because if that was the case, then Death Stranding 2 would be coming to Xbox too. But we know that ain't the case. So stop capping, people. Stop the cap. Nintendo don't own Bayonetta, but they own the 2 to 3 games. They own Bayonetta 2 and 3. We know that because they funded them. They own a portion of that game. It's just like with GoldenEye back in the days and how Nintendo blocked Microsoft for putting their superior version, which we should have got, because the Nintendo version was getting the 64 version. They both owned a portion of the game, of GoldenEye. But they finally came into agreement, probably due to Microsoft and Nintendo's ways now, of putting these games on both platforms. That's why GoldenEye is on Xbox and Nintendo. Like, man, hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from in this video, man. I'll keep talking, but I mean, to be honest, I don't really think there's anything else to talk about. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, take care. Peace out.